So that means we're starting. Okay, so I guess we are live on YouTube. It's loading. Okay, great. So, fellows, you are welcome. Yeah, in Telegram group, we use the word mate. Yeah, so but I have just to adopt fellows. Yeah, you are welcome. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, you may have to visit our existing YouTube recordings. Yeah, so that you may have an idea of what we have been discussing. So briefly, today we'll be having a revisit to decentralized exchanges, and we'll probably have a look at 3 unique tokens. Yeah, we've tried in the past to do some practice on the use of decentralized exchanges, but unfortunately, it coincided with the date that Uniswap was switching on their version 3. So they were switching from Uniswap 2 to Uniswap 3, version 3. And it was a very funny day. The whole network was congested. And so nothing was really working on that day. Yeah. So for the sake of those who are just joining us, let me just briefly give us an idea of the digital economy. So in our first presentation, we discussed about the evolutions of the economy, moving from when the person who owns the land is the one who owns the money. We move from there to mechanized farming, where people who employ the horses to farm their lands and they have large crops, they are the one who have the money. The people who farm sugar in America, who are able to come to Africa to buy slaves and use them to farm the sugarcane farm and so on and so forth. Then from there, the direction of things changed towards the industry, following the development of the steam engine. Then we have the industrial revolutions, where in Europe, there are a lot of industries coming up. So it is people who are able to build industries, companies that owns the money. And invariably, in about 30 years ago, there was a shift from about 25 years ago, there was a shift to information technology. So where it is people who are building computers, Dell, Michael Dell, Apple, and so on, or people who are into softwares, Microsoft, and all those things that were making money, followed by then the telephone came, which is just a smaller version of the computer. So now, if you will follow these trends, I, as a person now, I don't even have a plot of land that I can rent out to anybody, not to talk of farming. I don't have any significant land. Yeah, so I'm not benefiting from the royalty that comes from land. I don't have a mechanized farm. I don't have an industry. I have not made a dime from the internet and so on and so forth. And the majority of us actually fall in the same group. You know, at times people say that, oh, supposing you invested S amount of money into Amazon, by now you'll be having this and this. But the truth is this: you cannot invest into Amazon when Amazon was the baby, because you are not an American. And even if for any reason, if you are an American, you will still not be allowed to do so, because you are not a venture capitalist. In our previous discussion, we have discussed about who a venture capitalist is. So you may find out from that, where we were talking about that an understanding of the difference between the traditional economy and the digital economy will help us to take advantage of it. So even if you are an American, they will not allow you to invest into Amazon, into Facebook, into Apple, into Google very early, because they will tell you that you are not an accredited investor. and that you are not a venture capitalist, you are not an angel investor. So people definitely miss that. Yeah. Why is it that an average American is wealthier or richer than an average South African? The reason is because the American economy is bigger than the South African economy. It's bigger than the Nigerian economy. It's bigger than the Lesotho economy. Therefore, they have opportunity to do investment, even though it's going to be a late investment. At least they will still have the opportunity. The reason why an average South African may be richer than an average Nigerian is because the South African economy is slightly bigger. So now, what is happening as of today in what we call the digital economy is that there is now a global economy where you don't need any human being to invest. What I mean by any human being is you don't need what do they call their name those days? Brokers. You don't need brokers to facilitate your investment. You don't need a registrar company to facilitate your investment. If you want to invest in Johannesburg Stock Exchange, in the Chicago Stock Exchange, in NASDAQ, at times you are going to need a broker, a middleman that you are going to be paying, who at the end of the day, you also give some money to. Now we have an economy which is global, that anybody from the face of the earth, as long as you are living on this earth, you can invest in it. So it is the biggest economy that has ever opened up to an ordinary man. Right now, as we are talking, there are billionaires who are struggling to buy tokens right now. We call shares, the equivalent of shares in the traditional economy, we call it tokens in this type of, in the digital economy. So, and you and them, you can go to the same market. All you need to do is to just log into the internet, understand the basics of how to go about it. Yeah, so you may need to revisit our previous discussions. We will make the link available in our Telegram. There is actually available in our Telegram group. You can always go back and watch those things. Then if there are things that are not too clear, we will clarify it. So this is an opportunity that with your cell phone, you can invest in this digital economy as big as it is right now and as big as it will be. Now, in the traditional economy, at times they put minimum amount of investment you can put. They say, no, you have to invest $10,000, you have to invest $500, and so on and so forth. In the digital economy, you can invest $1. If that's what you have, you can invest it. Yeah. So it is open to everybody, and it's available 24 hours. Once you have access to an interface like a phone, either a tablet or a computer, you can do these things by yourself. You are you are your own banker. You store your asset wherever you choose to store them. Yeah, you can leave it on centralized exchange. You can put it in soft wallets. You can put it in hard wallets. Yeah, we have spoken about centralized exchanges in the past and soft wallet. So, but I guess we will go into the details of it maybe in the next 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah. So that's just a brief introduction to that. The most popular thing in the digital economy is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is about 12 years old. And it's for now, let me use the word is the most advanced, is the one people know. Yeah, so as much as possible, some people, we equate the digital economy to Bitcoin because it's the king for now, it is the main thing. Yeah, however, it's not, the digital economy is not synonymous to Bitcoin. It just happened that Bitcoin happened to be the gate opener, the door opener. And the people who are truly behind Bitcoin, they are not known. They make themselves anonymous, and that is why the project succeeded. If they have made themselves known by now, they will have eliminated them, and either they will have stopped the move or not. Yeah. So when we talk about the digital economy, I don't want to be using the word cryptocurrency. Yeah, I want to be using the word digital economy, but we are referring to the same thing. Cryptocurrency just happen to be the tools or the means of communication. However, it's a brand new technology. So like we have the internet, like we have computers, and you have smartphones. So we are having a new technology, which is called the blockchain. So the blockchain technology is what forms the basis, the foundation of the digital economy, because it makes what is called a smart contract to be possible. And when we talk about smart contract, what do we mean? Let me use 2 examples to explain it. If I want to buy, let's say I want to buy shares of Coca-Cola. I want to buy some shares from Coca-Cola. What I would have done naturally is to go to a broker, maybe SYZ stock broker. So I will give them my money. They will ask me to fill some form. I will sign those forms. Then they will negotiate with the stock exchange, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And then at the end of the day, they will say, okay, your S amount of money has bought Y shares of Coca-Cola. And then they'll give me a physical paper, which I hold. And at the end of the year, I will be waiting for dividends and so on and so forth. If for any reason, if I want to sell part of my shares, I will have to go back to the broker who will collect commissions and then sell that part of shares. Maybe it will take another 1 month or 2 months for that to happen. In the digital space, you are the investor, you are the broker by yourself. You just sit in front of your computer, you buy what you want to buy, and you have it now, as of now that we are talking. If you make up your mind tomorrow morning that you don't want them again, you sell them. So that thing that make it possible for you to buy it now, and have it without talking to anybody is what is often referred to as smart contract in the digital economy. And that's the game changer, that you are able to do things on your own without talking to anybody. We're going to have a practice at the end of the day. I hope it will work. So with that background, we move to our discussion for today. We want it to be as short as possible. Yeah, so usually we start with news just to encourage us about what is happening. Yeah, so there is somebody called Michael Saylor. So he has a company which is called a MicroStrategy. So openly, for now, MicroStrategy is the leading institution that invests into the crypto markets, at least openly, that have declared openly. So about a week ago, about 10 days ago, there was a huge dump in the digital markets. Yeah, there was a crash. Yeah, what thing I want you to know is that those crashes do occur in the traditional economy. The only thing is that the degree of transparency which we are having in the digital economy is so high that as soon as those changes are taking place, you can actually log into your phone, you can log into the computer, and you begin to see. Why in the traditional economy, they are often hidden. In those days, you will not even know where to look for them. However, for the digital economy, it's available everywhere. You go to CoinGecko, you go to CoinMarketCap, you will see what is happening. So there was this dump which happened about 1 to 2 weeks ago, and people believe that it was as a result of a statement which Elon Musk made that they will no longer be accepting Bitcoin as a means of payment for Tesla. Yeah, well, that may be part of it, but I don't want to really believe that that's the absolute reason. The crypto market is bigger than Elon Musk, it's bigger than Tesla, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So Elon Musk came into crypto recently, about 3 months ago, and when he declared publicly that he bought some coin. Yeah. So but there have been some big guys discussion. So Michael Saylor is one of the face actually want to look to when it comes to the digital market. And immediately that happened, he actually had some discussion with Elon Musk. It's available on Twitter. I saw some of those discussions on Twitter, and you can also just go to Twitter and see some of them. So the information here is that this is Michael Saylor speaking as of the 24th of this month. So that's about 4 days ago. It says, yesterday, I was pleased to host a meeting between Elon Musk and the leading Bitcoin miners in North America. When we talk about miners, we are talking of companies that have high-speed computers. So it is inside these high-speed computers that these transactions which we do actually take place. That's where they are confirmed. So they are referred to as miners, like we have miners that mines minerals. Yeah, because they make the transactions to be possible. So they call them miner. So it said the miners have agreed to form the Bitcoin Mining Council to promote energy usage transparency and accelerate sustainability initiatives worldwide. So the tweet of Elon Musk was that it costs a lot of energy to operate Bitcoin. However, the truth is that that is not so accurate, because the amount of energy that you need to mine coal or diamond is more than the amount that is needed to mine Bitcoin. Yeah, but these are big guys playing their own games and making their own money. So in our last discussion, we went into the details of the interest of Elon Musk, and you can visit our last discussion and then you will see what's happening. So this is a big encouragement. I just want to read it to our hearing. I picked this also from Twitter. I guess, no, this is not Michael Saylor. This is from JP Morgan, which is like the biggest investment bank in America, to the best of my knowledge. I may be wrong. Yeah, that Bitcoin is now considered an investable asset. So this is about 3 days ago. Bitcoin is now considered an investable asset. It has its own idiosyncratic risk. Yeah. So for people who are not learned, for people who are not taught, who don't have guidance, it has its own risk. Yeah, some of us were part of those risks about 3 years ago. Yeah. But if you have good guidance, you will be able to manage those risks. So that's why it can dump, and it went down by almost 50%. But the truth, what you need to know is that even though the price drops, your Bitcoin value does not drop. And it's because we are relating Bitcoin to other currency, especially the dollar. That's why you say it drops. But the quantity you are holding does not drop. So it will remain there as long as you hold it. And what we tell our fellows is that when those dumpings are taking place, just hold on to your coin. It's a matter of time. Within 2-3 months, it will come back to its own value. And you are going to, in our next slide, I will show us some of the previous dumps, some of the previous idiosyncratic risks that have been with Bitcoin and how it has been managed subsequently. So it's partly because it is still relatively new and going through an adoption phase. And if there is only one thing you will go home with in our discussion today, is for us to know that even though Bitcoin is 12 years old, the truth is that it is still relatively new. So you are not too late. You are still very, very early. And it is undergoing through an adoption phase. So this is the time people are just accepting it. And that's why a single tweet may make it to fluctuate here and there. So you are welcome on board. You are early into the digital space. There are people who have never heard about it. What was my motivation for starting a group like this? 3 years ago, about 3 to 4 years ago, I called 3 of my friends and I asked them, what do they know about cryptocurrency? All of them, they told me they don't know anything about it. And I said, so crypto has been going on for 10 years and you don't know anything about it? So I decided that I would do something. I would tell somebody. I started an initial group, but the people were not responding. Nobody was responding. So at the end of the day, I dissolved it. So, but now that there's a resurgence, I decided, let me create another group. And at least let me tell my friends and my close relatives that there's something called the digital economy, which they can explore if they are interested. So you are still very, very young. So said Matthew McDermott, Goldman Sachs global head of digital assets, in a new piece of research. And it doesn't behave as one would intuitively expect relative to other assets, giving the analogy to digital gold. So it's being referred to as digital gold. I don't know if you have some gold. If you don't, if you even want to buy it now, The big guys will not allow you to buy. But as of today, you and I, we can still buy Bitcoin, no matter how small it is. Even if it's going to be $5 worth of Bitcoin, $10 worth of Bitcoin, you can still buy it. So please don't ignore it. It's being referred to as the digital gold, and it's being now referred to as a store of value, according to JP Morgan, the #1 investment bank in the world. Yeah, so please take note of that. That to date, it tended to be more aligned with risk on asset. Yeah, the higher the risk, the higher the reward. But clients and beyond are largely treating it as a new asset class. A new asset class. What's an asset class? It's an asset that put people into class. Maybe some 100 years ago, if somebody have a wristwatch, you have a wristwatch, then you are referred to as, wow, it's a man that have a wristwatch. So at the point, it moved to, you have a house of your own, wow, you're a landlord. You have a car of your own, he owns a car. And as of today, is that, oh, he owns a private jet. He owns a private jet. In 20 years' time, nobody will be talking about who owns a private jet. It will be, do you own Bitcoin? So that's what it means, that it is treating it as a new asset class. And by the way, let me tell you that there will only be a maximum of 21 million Bitcoin. So that's the useful information you need to know, that there will only be a maximum of 21 million Bitcoin. The technology behind it, that's what it's supposed to be. So there will only be 21 million Bitcoin. As of today, we have over 52 million millionaires in the world. Over 52 million millionaires in the world. So in other words, if all the millionaires in the world are to share Bitcoin equally among themselves, the maximum that each one of them will have is 0.5 million, 0.5 Bitcoin, or 0.45, less than 1. So you should know that in 10 years' time, you will be contesting with the millionaires and the billionaires to get Bitcoin. So in other words, you are lucky to be introduced to Bitcoin as of today. And my advice is that any amount of Bitcoin you have, don't sell them. So if what you can afford is the money that is not useful to you, just use it to buy the Bitcoin and just leave it there. You can trade your other tokens, yeah, but especially your Bitcoin, don't trade them, just leave them. And if you can increase it, even though it's going to be 0.0000, it will be useful one day. The way Bitcoin is designed is that they know that a time is coming that an average human being will not be able to buy one Bitcoin. So that's why from the beginning, they have actually introduced another unit, which is called the Satoshi, which is one with 8 zeros. Yeah. So in 10 years' time, nobody will be talking about Bitcoin to be too big for the mouth to pronounce. So we'll be talking about Satoshi. So even though if what you can get today is 0.0004, that 0.0004 in 10 years' time will be called around 4,000 Satoshi. So you say, no, I have 4,000 Satoshi. Yeah, and that will be good enough. Okay, so please, it's an asset class stuff. So these have been the previous crashes of Bitcoin. It is getting stabilized in one way or the other. At times we know what provoked them. Yeah. So the last one, as we can see here, is that Elon Musk tweets that Tesla will stop accepting Bitcoin. By the way, let me tell you a secret. This is a game of the big guys. It's actually a game of some guys. And what they do is that they create this scenario and make you and me to panic. And we sell our Bitcoin. And if, as you are selling it, they are actually buying it. So please don't panic with whatever you have. So having talked about that as part of introduction, especially for those who are joining us today, I want to introduce us to a token today. The name of the token is called ASEAN or ASEAN, depending on how you pronounce it. So if possible, I want you to write it down. Pick a paper somewhere, just write it down. ASEAN, they present themselves as an ethical, community-driven cryptocurrency that rewards long-term investing with high yield interest rates and weekly dividend. Yeah, so it's a type of a cryptocurrency, it's a type of token that try to encourage long-term saving. So like, you know, in the conventional money market, when you give your money to the bank, if you live in South Africa, Lesotho and other, when you save your money to the bank charges you. The day you are going to withdraw it, they charge you. So if all you are having is $1,000, at the time you will be withdrawing the money, you have lose values in terms of numeric number, not even the word itself. Yeah. So, but now what they do is that they will now say, okay, put your money in fixed deposit, and if you do that, they give you 4%, they give you 6% and 8%. Why at the end of the day, when you want to loan that same amount of money you gave them, if you want to loan it, you are going to pay 16%, 18% on the same amount of money. So what ASEAN does is to encourage people to do long-term investing. So if you have, let's say, some unit of an ASEAN token, which at the end of the day, I'm going to encourage every one of us to have some. And then down the line, you will see the reason why I want you to have some ASEAN. So once you can stake your token, your ASEAN token with them, the longer you can stake it with them, then the more the reward you will get. So I will want you to buy some ASEAN token, and you are going to stake it back to them. What I mean is that when we talk about staking, we talk about like putting it into a fixed deposit. So you will buy this token from them, and you will give it back to them for them to stake it. And when you want to stake it, what you are going to do is that you are going to stake it for maximum. So you take it for maximum, it's called 5555, about 5555. So that's about 500 and something thousand days. You are going to save it for that maximum. Yeah. So the benefit you will get is not actually your token, but some goodies that will come along with it, which we will find out shortly. So just talking about ASEANs, what do? They said they acquire shares. So when you buy an ASEAN token, you are actually getting shares. So don't forget that any cryptocurrency you are holding, either Bitcoin or Ethereum, is actually shares. So once you have Bitcoin, it means that you are having shares of Bitcoin. When you have Ethereum, it means that you are having shares of Ethereum. So when you hold ASEAN, you are also having shares of ASEAN. So you say you acquire shares, you earn passive income. So one thing you need to know and to do in life is to ensure that when you are sleeping, you are still getting some money. And we have had a previous discussion, which is letting your crypto work for you. So please, some of us may have to go back and listen and watch that on YouTube so that we can know how to make our crypto to work for us. And this is actually one of the reasons why we're talking about the ASEAN as an example. So that share rates in ASEAN ecosystem are most valuable asset as they determine the payout drawn from rewards, investment, and dividend. So, you know, most of these cryptocurrency platforms or businesses, whenever people interact with them, they make money. And the way they spend the money varies from some to some. So there are those that for every money that comes into it, they have a way of actually sharing a proportion of it back to those shareholders, either on a weekly basis, on monthly basis, or on annual basis. So ASEAN is one of such that actually pays in weekly basis. When you visit our previous discussion about letting your crypto work for you, you will have an idea of others. So it is an investment vehicle and it's a global currency. Yeah. So when we talk about digital economy, we're talking about global economy. And that's where we need to take an advantage of it. It says you earn on your investment via venture funds, auctions, and time-locked deposit on the blockchain with the ASEAN token. So you buy some ASEAN, you lock it, and it began to grow. Yeah. So rewards in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. So one of that interesting thing that happened on the Axiom network is that when they make profit, a certain proportion of the profit, I'm not sure, but I get probably about 40% of it, will actually be given back to the investors. But when they will be giving you back, they are not going to give you back as Axiom. They are going to give you back as Bitcoin. Yeah. So without buying a Bitcoin, without owning a Bitcoin, if somebody actually invests in Axiom, it is possible for that person to get some Bitcoin later in life. Yeah. So that's how good the Axiom is. So this is Axiom at a glance. They define themselves as a high yield interest rate that Axiom offer a minimum of 8% yield on investment stakes on the platform, with longer stakes yielding higher interest. Yeah, that's great. 8% is good enough, better than most of what our bank would give us. In addition to that, you now get Bitcoin dividends, so that our innovative dividends mechanism provides shareholders with liquid wrapped Bitcoin rewards. Wrapped Bitcoin is a type of Bitcoin. It's the same thing as Bitcoin value for value. Twice each week. So which means that every week, people who invest in Axiom, they get some small Bitcoin. It could be Satoshi, but when those Satoshi begin to accumulate over years, every week, it will become something. Yeah. So distributed automatically in our staking platform. So it's the smart contract that actually distributes it. Yeah. And as of today, they have about 112 billion tokens, which have been staked for about 15 years. Yeah. So why Axiom? That invest in Axiom's high interest yielding time lock deposit and venture capital fund to build cryptocurrency portfolio. You know, when Bitcoin started, $1 worth of Bitcoin then will be like maybe 200,000 Bitcoin. About a week ago, they celebrated we celebrated what is called the Pizza Day. What is the Pizza Day? The Pizza Day was the first official open street transaction of Bitcoin, because most of the initial use of Bitcoin were shrouded in shades. Especially it was used in the underworld, which is called the darknet or the deepnet. However, the first time it was used in the open was when a man exchanged 10,000 worth of Bitcoin for 2 pizzas costed at $40. So that was the official transaction. So about 5-6 years ago, 10,000 Bitcoin worth $40, just 2 pizzas. As of today, don't just do the calculation. You will cry if you do the calculation, so don't worry yourself. So as of today, these tokens may look so small, especially things like Axiom, but in 10 years' time, when you will be looking at the compounded effect of your investment, it will be amazing. So I'm going to demand that actually every member of this group, to the best of their ability, they should buy some Axiom. And I'm going to show you a trick and a secret behind it, which we encourage you to do so. I'm going to show you a secret. So you are going to stake your Axiom so that you can earn incredible interest. You earn dividends, and which invariably will grow into high valuable cryptocurrency every day, every week, and every month. So this is the main reason why I want you to buy Axiom as a token, and why you are going to stake it. So just listen to what I want to read. There's something they call Axiom launch. So normally in cryptocurrency, when a new cryptocurrency is coming up, because every day a new crypto comes up, every day, as of today, maybe about 2030 has come up. Yeah. So every day a new crypto, a new token comes up. And about 4 years ago, the mechanism by which it was being done is what we call an ICO, initial coin offering. And a lot of people use it to really, really defraud. Yeah, even me that I'm talking. And there were tokens I bought, which as of today, they don't even have value. Yeah, so as nations now begin to talk that this is a high risk investment, how are we going to do it so that people will have access only to genuine token? So invariably, there have been some degree of evolutions. And as part of those evolution, we now have what we call initial central exchange offering. So which means that you're actually going to a central exchange, either like Coinbase in America or like a Binance globally, or like Lulo in Nigeria or South Africa, so that they can actually do this initial offering through it. So it can be called initial exchange offering, initial test offering, initial swap offering, and so on and so forth. So meaning that on those platforms, you will only be having access to verified new businesses and tokens. Yeah. So ASEAN has their own launch pad so that when a new token is coming up, they can partner with that new tokens. And the new token can use them as an opportunity to introduce themselves to the world. So that the ASEAN launch is a new initiative. So they're just starting as a new initiative that pairs ASEAN unique ecosystem of long-term stakers with new tokens, which are grounded in ethical finance. So what happened is this. If I have 1 million ASEAN, I'm going to get it up to, well, not money, please. It's just tokens. So that somebody else does not begin to spark. We're just talking, these are low value tokens. So if I have X ASEANs and you have Y ASEAN, let's say you have 10, you have 1, you have 3, you have 100. If both of us we stake it together, that is, we give it back to them as like fixed term deposit. Anytime a new company that want to issue a token partners with ASEAN, what they will do is that they will give us what we call airdrop. I guess we discussed airdrop in one of our previous meetings. Airdrop just means freebies, free tokens. They give it to you free without paying for it. Yeah. So what happened in ASEAN is that you can stake your coin with them for 1 week, for 1 month, for 2 months, for any months, for any years, and so on. So they have what is called maximum or max, or 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. That's 5 in 5 places. So that is the maximum. So what you do is that even if all the ASEAN you are having is 5, if you buy $1 ASEAN, it's going to be like $1 will be like maybe 10,000, the 10,000 units, or maybe, yeah, we'll check later. So if you buy like 10, if you buy like let's say $10, it can be as high as 50,000 units of ASEAN. Yeah, so it's not an expensive token. But the most important thing we need is that even though if what you are having is 2 ASEAN, when you want to stake it on the ASEAN network, you are going to stake it for maximum. So you are going to click on maximum. It will calculate the days for you, which will become 55,555 days. And that's about like 15 years. It's not compulsory that it has to stay there for 15 years. If you want to sell it tomorrow, you can just go back and withdraw it and dispose it. Yeah. So, but what happened is this. Anytime a new company partners with ASEAN, ASEAN will negotiate for airdrops for their long-term stakers. And those airdrops are exclusively for people that stake max, that stakes maximum. So now, irrespective of the number of maximum staking you are having, or that I am having, if my own is 1 billion token, 1B, we call it 1B, and your own is 1M, or your own is even 1, as long as we have staked it for maximum, what will happen is that they will give all of us equal numbers of that airdrop. And it's a matter of time, those airdrops, they will grow in value. So if all you are having is just $5, I will encourage you, use it to buy $5 worth of ASEAN. Just go and stake it and leave it there. So we track it from time to time because some of these airdrop require us filling some forms and so on and so forth. Yeah, occasionally you will receive an email that, okay, if you're an ASEAN staker, go and fill this form and you get this airdrop. Yeah. So in the last 1 month, I've gotten 2 airdrops. Okay, the second one is coming. It's going to arrive probably in the next 15 days. It's a new token called Securitans. And the other one is called, is it a Sleepy Floppy, which is a charity token. So I have that already. So the reason why I want you to have ASEAN, no matter how small it is because of the airdrops. So that when you get airdrops, you keep those airdrops. Those airdrops will grow in value, which at the end of the day, invariably, may actually be more than the value of the ASEAN token you are holding. Yeah. So that with ASEAN launch, which is a new program, mass stakers, so it's called mass stakers, means you stake your coin for about 15 years. You can change your mind tomorrow, it doesn't mean. Mass stakers get to enjoy the exclusive benefits of curated launches, perfect for our community. So the other thing is this, there are times that some new tokens are coming up. And these new tokens will not be made available to the public. And maybe a token you may be interested in, but they will not make it available to the public. So if for any reason, if ASEAN should have any partnership with those tokens, what they will do is that they will reserve a portion of those new tokens for ASEAN mass staker. So if you are interested, you can leverage on ASEAN to get a few of those tokens. And as more and more of them comes, then it becomes a good opportunity. Yeah, so this is just for example. This is an example. So here, the first one they did is called a Securitans. The name of the token is SKRT token. So if you are a mass staker, even though if what you are having was just only one ASEAN, they will give you part of this. So they're going to distribute this among all of them. I don't know how much I will get because they're going to distribute it equally. But even though if it is 5, if it is 10 at the end of the day, I'm going to leave it there. And it will grow one day and become $10. I'll get free $10 here, free $10 there. That's good. Yeah. Okay. So already they have done 2. So one is Securitans, which is here. Let me just, where are you? So we have Securitans. Okay. Let me remove this. Yeah. So this is Securitans here. That one, we have filled the form. So maybe in 15 days time, we will receive it. The Sleepy airdrop, that one has dropped already. Yeah. I guess as of now, my own worth about $12. I think it worth about $12, something like that. Yeah. No, that's nice. You have free $12. That's good. Yeah. So that's a big opportunity with ASEAN. Yeah. So if you want to get ASEAN, how do you go about it? You will need Ethereum. You will need Ethereum. For now, you will need what we call a MetaMask. A MetaMask is a software and it's also a wallet. So there are 2 ways by which you can download MetaMask. One is that you either have a Brave browser, I mean a Brave Internet Explorer, or a Google Chrome. So you will download MetaMask to it. So it becomes what we call an extension, and then you interact with it. Yeah. So the alternative is you can, on your cell phone, you can go to either Google Play if you are using an Android, or Play Store. Is it Apple what? Apple Store, App Store if you are using a iPhone. So you will download a MetaMask, and then you can use it to interact with the ASEAN network. So today we're going to have a practice on how to use the MetaMask, which is a browser extension, hopefully by next week, we will actually practice with the cell phone. I hope I will be able to get the logistic of how to go about that. So we are going to have a live practice with Azion right now. I hope it will work. This time around, we are going to use Uniswap. We are going to use the MetaMask, and we are going to use the Azion network. So I just want to, I'm going to stop this sharing right now. I'll come back to it while I go to Explorer. So if for any reason somebody is having a question, I think you can raise up your hand at this point, and we will take your question for now. Yeah. So I'm going to Google Explorer. So I need to upload my Google Explorer. Where is okay, you are here. So I'm uploading my Google Explorer. Where are you? This is you. Okay. Oh, good. So I want to believe you can see my screen right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can see my screen. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to type Uniswap here. And I'm going to type Uniswap. So you can see Uniswap Exchange. So I'm going to click on Uniswap Exchange. So we have Uniswap Home. So let's follow it in order. Let's click on Uniswap Home. Let's click. V3, you are a naughty guy. I don't really like you. So let me click on Use Uniswap. Yeah, we definitely need V2. So I guess it will take us back. So this is uniswap.org. Well, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on this swap. So this is swap. It's supposed to load. It's supposed to load. Yeah, so if it's not really working, then I will do something. Let me do something. So let me try. Let me go to okay. Let me check this. Okay, so this is a Uniswap window which was open already. So let me just click on use. Oh, it's still taking us to version 3, which is like I don't know. It's not just responding very well here. Okay. While waiting, let me type Azion. This is Azion network. Okay, so this is Azion network. I want to believe you can see my screen.
Sir.
Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to click on buy Azion. So okay, it says Uniswap information. So I click I understand. So I continue. So it's giving me the rates. If I want to there are 2 ways you can get Azion for now. Only 2 ways for now. It's either through Uniswap, or you go to their website and do what is called an auction. So this is the auction opportunity. Here is the Uniswap opportunity, and it gives you the rate. So depending on whichever one you want, you can pick. So for that, as of now, the auction rate is cheaper than the Uniswap rate, but it varies from time to time. So, so it says, do I want to collect my wallet? Yeah, the answer is yes. I want to connect my wallet. So from now, I'm going to click it. My expectation is that it will take me to Uniswap so that I will connect my MetaMask, which I have downloaded already and configured to, yeah. So can you see this? So I've clicked on this. So it's giving me the option of connecting to a MetaMask. We have other wallets like Portage, Formatic, or Wallet Connect. So if the wallet you are using is on your phone, if it's on your phone, what we are going to use is a Wallet Connect. We've had a demo in the past. We can always have another one probably by next week. Yeah. So I'm going to click on MetaMask. So this is MetaMask. So it will load. Oh, let's hope this guy will load. I tried it in the afternoon, it's loaded. It's loading. As your network bar. Wait. Sorry, we spent an hour. Yeah. Okay. While it is loading, let's just have a quick look at the market. Yeah, so the market is recovering gradually. It's about 1.7 trillion, 1.77. These are list of tokens. Yeah, okay. You can see Bitcoin still hovering around the 36K. So it's waiting for you to buy before it goes up. Yeah, so we have Ethereum there that recover fairly well. Yeah, so any investment in any of these top tokens, top 10, top 100, they will do well. Binance is great. If you invest in USDT, that means you are going to save it and you get an interest on that. We have a Cardano. Yeah, what Ripple, I'm hearing some rumors about Ripple that it may do some miracles in the next, maybe some months. So if you can get some Ripple, just get a few of them. Well, I'm not a Dodge fan, but you can get some because Elon Musk can do anything about that. Polkadot is the must. You need to have Polkadot. You must have Polkadot, definitely. Yeah, we spoke about Polkadot and parachains in our last discussion, so you can listen to that. Yeah, internet computer is a great opportunity. Internet computer, please, if you can get one or two, I will encourage you to do so. Uniswap is great. Yeah, that's where the swap that I was trying to do. Almost every day you will interact with Uniswap. So yeah, Bitcoin Cash is a fork of a Bitcoin. I'm not too much of a fan of that. Chainlink, yeah, Chainlink is called an oracle. That's what we call DeFi, decentralized finance. Yeah, so it's good. Polygon is good. Yeah. Okay, that's just some a quick look at the market. Let me try and go back to where's coming. Okay, this is where we are. Oh, sorry, this guy is not just loading. Let me clear the cache and see. Let me just I don't want V3. It's like this V3 can be naughty once in a while. Let me type Uniswap V2. Uniswap. Change V2. Let me see if it will take us to V2 version 2. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this guy's not connecting. I hope it's not a security issue. Maybe it's an inbuilt security issue, not to just display it openly. Yeah. And I wanted to buy some ASIN so that I will take it for you to see. Oh.
Yeah, I think it might be a security issue because
Again?
I'm seeing it. I think it might be a security issue
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
guess
looking
it's
at it
maybe a
right now.
security issue so that when you are in public on YouTube like this, it doesn't
Exactly.
go. And
Yeah.
that's my thinking. Yeah. So if that is the case, so that means that I may have to do a different recording in which I will do it. Then I will make it available for us separately. And the gas is nice now. This would have been a good time to do a transaction. Yeah, this gas is low right now. Yeah. This is ASEAN network. Yeah. So when you go to, so let's assume that we have succeeded in buying the ASEAN token. So let's assume that we have bought it from Uniswap using MetaMask. Let's assume we have been able to do that. So what you will now do is that you will come to here, which says stake. So it says stakes ASEAN. So you will click on stake. Yeah, so you will click on stake. So it will bring this interface. Say one year and other thing have you read? You will click on I understand. So we'll click on continue. So it will bring you to this interface. So unfortunately, I have not bought because I wanted to make it a practical one. So you come here. So it says what amounts. Then it says stakes, that. So here it says you should estimate your reward. So it says you should estimate your reward. Let's assume that we have some units, which unfortunately I'm not having here because I wanted to take us through those practicals. So what you will click here is you will click on maximum shares. You will click on mass. So when you click on mass, it means it's for 5,355 days. I think that's about some 15 years. Yeah. Or you take this and you push it to the maximum. So when you click on estimate, it will give you an estimate of what your reward will be. But don't forget that you can always come back the following day to change your mind. Yeah. So once you do that, this place let me pick this. So here we become active. Here we become active. So you now click on stake. So it will take you to maximum of 15 years. So even though if your total token is 10, is 4, is 1, even if it is 1, they give you the same benefit with somebody who has taken millions or billions of these ASEAN tokens. Yeah. So that is it. Yeah. So the way you use all the decentralized exchange is the same. Yeah. So let's just try. Let me just try Pancake. Pancake is on Binance. You will still have your reason to interact with it in one way or the other. So let me just type Pancake. So when you use Pancake Swap, you can still interact with MetaMask. The only thing is that you will need to change some settings on MetaMask. You will need to change some settings on MetaMask. So the other option is to use what we call the Binance Smart Chain wallet. So there's a Binance Smart Chain wallet. So I guess for the purpose of this demonstration, I will try to use the Binance Smart Chain. So this is a MetaMask. I can connect it to MetaMask. We need to make some changes. Yeah. I can connect it to Binance Smart Chain here. So let me just connect it to Binance Smart Chain. Fortunately, there's no money there. So it's connected. So you can see this is my Smart Chain account here. It's demonstrated just a few of it, and I had hidden some other thing there. Yeah. So let's assume that I want to buy a token A. So usually for transactions on a Binance Smart Chain, the Binance token, which is BNB, is the most commonly used. Why for the Ethereum on MetaMask, this commonly used is Ethereum. Yeah, so that's what you can exchange for anything. So what you do is that, fortunately, the amount of token here is so small, it's negligible, 0.000 this. Yeah, so but let's assume that you have some amount there, and then you will click on the type of token you want. So these are the various tokens. So let's assume that what you want to buy is SafeMoon. It's a popular, SafeMoon is a popular meme coin. So you click on this. So it asks you some questions, you click and I understand, especially when you are using the token for the first time. So you click on this. So these are just some tokens of SafeMoon that have been there before. Yeah, the SafeMoon for now doesn't have any value. So if you see $1 million, it doesn't mean anything. It's less than $1. Yeah, so but whatever you want to buy, you buy it. So let me look for another thing. This is Venus. Okay, let me just speak like Cardano for now. There's no Cardano there. There's no Cardano there. Yeah, so unfortunately, this money is so small. So let's assume that this is up to like $10. Then what I want to do is that I will click on maximum. Yeah, so it shows us the price. Then once you click maximum, it asks you some other questions. You follow it, and then you confirm. So it will go into your wallet. Yeah. So on web browser, if you want to interact with Binance, with Pancake, you will need wallets, which can be Trust Wallets, most popular, SafePal, or Atomic Wallets. Yeah, so I will give us an assignment. Just go to Play Store or App Store, go and download, type Trust Wallet. So download Trust Wallet, activate it. There's a way to activate it. It talks about what we call a seed phrase, which will give you some guidance on how to do it. And then maybe we will use it for practice by next week. Yeah. So I guess because we are connected to YouTube, I want to assume that is the reason why Uniswap is not allowing us to complete those transactions. I'm just assuming so. Yeah. So by and large, I'm going to stop at this point. Then let me go back to my slide if I still have anything there. I'm not too sure. No. The last slide is just practice with PancakeSwap, which is what I have just done now. Yeah. So there's a question that, let me check. There's a chat here. Oh, okay. Try Coinbase. Fortunately, it's like I don't have a Coinbase account. Yeah. I don't have a Coinbase wallet and I don't have a Coinbase account. So, but let me just type Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase. So this is Coinbase. Oh, there's Coinbase South Africa. That's interesting. I'm seeing it for the first time. Okay, now let me click on that. Coinbase South Africa. That's interesting. Okay, support. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Okay, so let's just try Coinbase. Somebody wants us to use Coinbase. That's an example. So normally you will click on something like this, Coinbase login. So you come here, you click on it. So So it now says put in. So I'm not sure if I have a Coinbase. So what you do normally is that you will click on sign up. So it gives you this. So you're going to put your email there. Don't mind this guy is trying to be naughty. So you put your email there. Yeah, whatever be your preferred email. So it says create a password. At times it want to give you a suggestion like this. But okay, I don't accept those suggestions, so I make my own. So you're going to put it just maybe A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then ideally there should be a capital letter, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you may say 1, 2, 3. Please don't make it 1, 2, 3. It shouldn't be that simple. Then you need a character, maybe like @ hash, dollar, pounds. Then you are going to create your first account. Please, as you are typing this thing out, before you sign in, my advice is that you pick a paper. Ideally, you should have a booklet where you record this thing, and then you do that. So then you go on and on and on, and you create your Coinbase account and you do some other thing. Okay, but for this purpose, I am not creating a Coinbase account. I don't live in America. And, yeah. Okay. So at this point, please, if there are questions, let's take questions, and we'll answer those questions. So other things, you can put them on our Telegram group. I want to believe that everybody here is on our Telegram group. Yeah. Please, questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask specific questions. If there are specific things you want us to discuss, please put it on the Telegram group so that then I can make it as part of what we will discuss during these meetings. Thank you. Hello? Question? I hope people can, yeah, I hope somebody can still hear me.
Yes, sir. You can still hear
Okay,
you.
no, that's fine. Okay. Question. Yeah, if there are things you cannot discuss here, well, at least because we are still small, you can still reach out to me personally. But as much as possible, we want most of our questions to be either here or on our. Oh, okay. Somebody's talking about high charges. Okay. That's fine. I think we discussed about high charges in one of our discussions, but I will quickly go about it. I will go about it. So, about high charges. So let me show you something right now. Most of our transactions will be on Ethereum network. So if you want to do, especially if you are interacting with Uniswap, please let me say it again and again. If you're interacting with Uniswap or Ethereum-based swaps, we have SushiSwap, we have 1inch, and so many others like that. When interacting with Ethereum-based, you can just type, let me just do something like this. You can just type, let's say, Ethereum-based decentralized exchanges. I just want to show us their list. I'm thinking I will see their list. Okay. Okay, let me just click on this. But actually, I want so Uniswap is Ethereum based. SushiSwap is Ethereum based. 1inch is Ethereum based. I'm not so sure of Banker. Yeah. So when you are dealing with Ethereum based, most commonly that you interact with is Uniswap. You see, what happened is this. Majority of the transaction on Ethereum, they are being done by guys in America. So when the guys in America wake up, and before they close, when they wake up very early, they do quite some transactions. And before they close and leave the office, they also do quite some transactions. So at about that time, the gas fee is very, very expensive. It can be very, very expensive. You may want to do a transaction of $100 and it's telling you to pay $100 for that transaction. It can be that fun. So one of the things you can do is that to avoid heavy gas fee on Ethereum-based swap, especially a Uniswap, you can always go to this website, which says gasnow.org. You can see it's gas as in gas, now as in now, then .org as in any .org. So right now, as we are talking, if I do any transaction on Uniswap now, which I would have loved to do, if not for those issues we are facing, the gas fee is very, very low at this moment. So if I am sending something from my MetaMask, if I choose slow, I'm going to pay about $1.48 on average. If I pick fast, I'm going to pay about $2. So this is fine. This is very, very fine. So I want to show you something. Let me just scroll down and show you how crazy those gas fee can be. So generally between Monday and Friday, it can be very, very high. So the lighter the color, the lower the gas fee. So like now, as we're talking right now, it's probably the lowest gas fee I have seen in some few days. Yes, so it's very low here. So let's look at this. I guess this was this was Sunday. That's interesting. Generally, Sundays tend to have a very low gas fee. So if you do a transaction on Sunday at about 7 p.m. on Sunday, you will have paid a lot of money. Maybe for a single transaction, you will pay like $100 to $200. So it doesn't worth it. So one thing you can do is that you can always check gasnow.org and you can scroll down to see what it is, or at the beginning, it will show you this. If you want it to be so rapid, you can set it to 40 gigawatts. That's the measure by which the gas is measured. Yeah. So you see slow at this. So this is one way to do it. Now, if you are moving tokens from exchange to exchange, from one exchange to another exchange, which you will do frequently and from time to time, this is what you should do. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to log in, but this is what you should do. Where should I log into? Don't worry. So this is what you should do when you are on on any of the centralized exchanges, and you want to send anything, either Bitcoin, you want to send Bitcoin, you want to send Ethereum to any other platform. And if you are using the ERC, the Ethereum network, which is called ERC20, high, you are going to pay a lot of money. So on average, if you are moving money from Binance or from any of these other Ethereum network, from any other platform, centralized, to another one, if you are using ERC20, you are going to pay the highest fee. There's another one that is called Omni, OMNI. That one is also very, very expensive. So what you can do is this. This is what I would do. Let's assume I want to send Ethereum from, let's say, Binance to Coinbase. I don't have a Coinbase account. I have a KuCoin account. So I want to send Ethereum from Binance to KuCoin. So normally for Ethereum, you have to use the ERC20 network. So that will come up as default, and it will show you that you are going to pay about $20 to $40. So what I will do is that amount of money I want to send from Ethereum, from Binance as Ethereum, the truth is that I will convert it to, I will go to convert on Ethereum, that is what we call convert on Binance. So I will go to convert, and I will convert that money from Ethereum to USD Theta. I use USD Theta. So when I convert it to USD theta, I will now go to withdraw USD theta. Now, when I go to withdraw USD theta, it will bring the ERC20 network as default, which we also want you to pay $20. So what you will do is that you will ignore that. You will click on TRC. You can write it down. TRC is the trans network. So you will click on TRC20. So when you send money, when you send USD theta, irrespective of the amount of the USD theta, irrespective of the amount, when you use the TRC20, you are going to pay just $1. You're going to pay only $1 to it. So what you will now do is that you will log into KuCoin also. So you will log into KuCoin. Let me say like, okay, KuCoin. You log into KuCoin. KuCoin. You log into it. Click login. You put in your email and everything. So you log into KuCoin. You will now click on receive. So under receive, what you are going to see is deposit. So what you are going to see on KuCoin is deposit. So it will be deposit. That's what you are going to see. It will be deposit. Yeah. So it will be deposit at the other side. So you will click on deposit. When you click on deposit, most of the time, you go to USD theta. When you click on deposit USD theta, the default network which will come up will be ERC20, because that's what is mostly used. So what you will do is that you will just look at where it writes ERC20. You will see others. You will see Omni. You will see BEP2 or BEP20. You will see TRC20. You will now click on TRC20. So when you click on TRC20, it will bring a new receiving address to you. So you will now click the new one. Then you go back to the initial exchange and you go and paste the new TRC20 there. Then you can send it and complete that transaction. So when that money now gets to KuCoin, what you can do is you now swap the USD theta to the Ethereum that you want to use. Yeah. So something like that. So then one advice I would give is that if you want to buy any token, let's say you want to buy a token from KuCoin. If you have the option of buying it as a SYZ against Ethereum, SYZ against Bitcoin, SYZ against USD theta, I use the pair against USD theta because of the cheap cost of transferring USD theta from one exchange to another. So if I can buy it in USD theta, I don't buy it in Ethereum. I don't buy it in Bitcoin. So that's one way by which you can reduce coin. There is the trans network, the trans coin, the TRS coin. In fact, that is the cheapest way to transfer anything. So if the token is available, let's say there's trans on Binance, I can convert Ethereum to trans, TRS. Then if KuCoin have TRS, I will send my money as the token as TRS to KuCoin. When it gets to KuCoin, I will go and convert it to Bitcoin or any other thing. So those are probably what things you do. Yeah. The Cardano network is also very, very cheap. You can use the Cardano network. So you can swap the coin to Cardano on this platform. You send it using Cardano network to the other one. If it will accept it, then when you get it, you convert it. Yeah. So, but the two you commonly use is USD theta. For that USD theta, you are going to use the TRS20 to transfer it, not ERC20. And you can also swap the money directly to TRS and send it. Then when you get to the other side, you reduce it. Okay. I think that's answered that questions. Let me see. Oh, great. Okay, then that's fine. You're welcome, Teresa. Okay. So hopefully we'll meet by next week, Friday at the same time. That's 8 p.m. Johannesburg time. It's 7 p.m. Nigerian time and 6 p.m. GMT. Yeah, well, the American guys, they can convert it to, yeah, I think it's going to be about 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the American time. So thank you so much. Please drop subsequent questions on our TG group and we'll follow up. If there are specific things you want us to discuss next week, then you can raise it up. Okay, so we're still 1 hour, 30 minutes. I think we've had quite some time together. So we'll see you. We'll see again on this platform on Friday next week. However, in the next few minutes, we can meet on the TG group and also maybe on WhatsApp. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Bye. Okay, so we bring this to an end. In the absence of any other questions, we bring this to an end today. See you on Friday.